welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a video of me dyeing my hair using some form of various pink hair dye. I know it's such a shock on my channel, but I wanted to do a first impressions video of the first time that I'm trying the Shrine Drop It multi-use non-permanent hair colour. So I bought the starter kit from Boots probably about 3 months ago now, and I've not used it yet. It's been sitting in the bag in my bedroom. That's just because I've been quite seriously applying for jobs lately, and with having like video interviews and things, I didn't want to be sitting there with pink hair just in case it came across as unprofessional. But I thought, whatever, I've not had much luck so far, and this might be the last chance that I do get to have pink hair if I am going to be finding a more professional job. So I thought I'll just go for it now. This cost me £12.99 from Boots, and I found it in one of the bigger Boots shops, to be honest. It wasn't just in one of the small ones, so you might have to look a bit harder for it. But this comes with a 20ml glass Drop It bottle, one silicone measuring bowl, and one silicone mixing tool. So the first thing I want to say about it is that it completely ruined my acrylics. So this is my right hand, I'm right-handed, and I used my right hand to apply it. The instructions did say to wear gloves. I didn't have any gloves, and I kind of assumed that they might have come in the starter kit, with it being a starter kit. When I was seeing this being advertised all over social media and things, I did assume that it was more of an in-shower dye alternative rather than basically a dye that you mix up yourself. I'm just turning up the brightness a bit because I looked a bit dark. So yeah, I thought that this was one of those kinds of things where you mix it into your conditioner, and then as you're washing your hair you just kind of throw it on and you end up with pink hair when you get out the shower. But the first time that you apply it, it is a bigger job, and you have to really like do it properly as you would a normal dye. So fair enough. I think that though, once you've done the initial application like I have today, then it's just a case of putting the drops in your shampoo or your conditioner or your hair masks or whatever, and then hopefully that will maintain it, although I'll just have to see how that works. So I was just sitting minding my own business this morning watching Brad Mondo videos on YouTube, and I got the impulse to dig this out and use it. So I did. My hair was washed last night. I did shampoo it and condition it, so it was in quite a nice soft condition, although it did say to wash your hair and not condition it before you use this, which I ignored. I like to think that I'm quite well versed in dyeing my hair these days. I like to think I know what I'm doing, so generally as long as my hair is clean, freshly washed or washed and conditioned and dry, then I think that's a pretty good base for me to start putting dye on. So I usually use a Bleach London Rosé semi-permanent bottle. They're small and they cost between £6 and £7 a bottle. Sometimes they're on special offer, great if they are, sometimes they're not, and I thought that this would be a much cheaper alternative. But what I was quite shocked to discover is how much conditioner I used. So you'll see in the like time lapse of me doing my hair, I mixed up a whole bowl of the like pre-measured silicone bowl thing. I used a whole bowl of conditioner and drops just for one side of my head, and I was a bit perturbed because I used quite a nice conditioner, and I thought, Jesus, like the amount I've used, I wouldn't want to do this a lot because I wouldn't want to, it's not a waste, but it's just a lot of conditioner to use just to get some colour on your hair when I could have just used a dye. But in saying that, it was quite nice to apply. It was really nice to use a conditioner rather than just a dye because it smelt nicer. I think that it's probably better for your hair if you are caking it in conditioner for a while. I actually used a hair mask, so I used my hair food, whatever it is, like papaya scented deliciousness, so it smelled really nice, and that's a hair mask, so it's made my hair really shiny now and it look really lovely and feel really lovely. But the only thing I'm worried about in that sense is that, is my hair gonna get really greasy now that I've had it like all the way up to my roots to dye up as far as possible? I'm not sure, we'll have to see. Hey, so I'm just sitting on the toilet while I go through a few things that I want to mention before I like start chilling and letting it all cook. I've just like smushed it in on top of my head, and I tried to go in with the second lot of dye that I mixed up, because I think that where I used the whole bowl the first time and then I had to go in and make another round of it, which I wasn't expecting, I think I put more pink on the second round, so then I had to go and smush it in over the top of the first lot on the other side, because it's hard to match the colours up perfectly. I also think when I was adding the drops in to the bowl, I'm not sure if you saw, but the drops looked really big. They looked almost more like squirts rather than drops, so I don't know if one squeeze and drop counts as a drop, because it looked like half of the pipette was going in, so I'm not sure if that would have counted as one or two. Also, my instructions are like, they were like kind of wet, and I'm not really sure how, so I feel like I put in a lot more of the pink than I was expecting to for it to turn a pink colour. It looks pinker now, but when I was first putting it on I thought it looked quite pale, and I didn't think it was going to take, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I think the main thing out of that was I was just so shocked at how much conditioner I used. So I think this would be quite a good investment and quite a good alternative to buying dye if you use like a cheap conditioner. But I think I use quite nice conditioners, you know, conditioners that are maybe £6, £7, £8, £9 a go, and I don't really want to use half a bottle of conditioner every time I want to do my hair like this. Okay, it's quite dark in my bedroom, but I have had this on for about half an hour, 35 minutes, and it looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go and rinse it off now, and we shall see. So I've rinsed it, and I think it looks okay, but I think it might look a little bit patchy and maybe a bit of a strange colour, but I'm gonna dry it, because from experience I know that when you dry it, it can blend together. So let's have a look at what happens. I couldn't remember how many drops I'd put in the first batch, and it was quite hard to match it properly, but I think that I got away with it quite well. I think it looks like quite a good match now it's dry. Although what I will say is that the starter kit being £12.99, I'm not sure how much the drops are just by themselves, but the bowl, it's really small. The mixing tool, it's just like a silicone spatula, like it's really flimsy, and I feel like if I just used my plastic bowl that I have in the kitchen, I would have been able to just mix up one lot and then not have to go back halfway through, and I could have just easily used like a dye brush that you can get from anywhere, Amazon, eBay, probably would do a better job. I'm not sure that it's very necessary, to be honest, so I wouldn't recommend getting the starter kit. I don't think it's at all useful. So when I was doing this, you'll have noticed that my instructions were kind of ripped up, and it did say to leave this on your hair for about 10 minutes. I actually left it on for about half an hour, 35 minutes, and I'm glad I did, because I'm not sure how well it would have taken had I not. It did say for darker hair to leave it on for longer. Now my hair is bleached blonde, and I've toned it using purple shampoo consistently, even though I've not been using it to put pink on top of. So I'm glad that I left it on for the amount of time I did, although I do know from using pink a lot that the more you use it, the more it builds up. So the next time that I do this, it will probably come out pinker, and especially if I'm putting the drops in my shampoo and conditioner, it will maintain itself, it will stay nice and pink. Although what I have noticed is that it's quite dark. Well, it's darker on the roots, and it's a bit more almost like flamingo coloured, and then towards the bottom it's very light, almost candy floss, almost, you can't really tell that there's pink. And I think that's because the last time I had my hair bleached, it was just after we'd come out of lockdown, and my roots were literally down to about here, and probably as a result of that, the colour's not perfectly matched, so that's why it's taken a bit darker here and a bit lighter down at the bottom, but I don't mind at all. I actually think it looks quite nice to have a bit more of a darker root fading through. It looks a bit more professionally done, and also just based on where it's taken, it's almost like, it almost looks like one of those ice creams you get down the seafront that's like half pink, half white, because going through some of the strands, there's like really light blonde and really light pink, and then a bit more dramatic pink. I think it looks really nice. Like, I'm quite impressed. The only few things that I would say is that like I don't think I need the starter kit. I don't think I'm ever going to use that bowl and that mixing tool again. I'm just going to use my own stuff. I might also use, or I might buy like a cheaper conditioner that I'm not going to be so upset about if I use loads of it to do a dye job. But I am going to see how I go just mixing it into the shampoo and conditioner that I already have and see how well it maintains just doing it that way. Because if I can avoid using like a cheap conditioner, then I will, because I like using my nicer stuff because it keeps my hair nicer, especially the fact that I'm bleaching it and curling it and what have you. But yeah, I'm really not sure how many drops I actually used, so I don't know how many I should be using. There's a drop chart on the side here which says 6 drops on bleached blonde hair. I don't know if that might be what I used, but when I squeezed the pipette it all just came out, so it wasn't like drops, it was just like a squirt. So I don't know, I think it's just a bit of trial and error. I'm just excited to see how long it lasts, and I do think it's really pretty, and also I feel a bit more like myself again because I've not had pink hair for like 3 months. I wasn't bothered, and I was thinking it wasn't a professional look, but why not, and who says? So I might like push my luck, because I am still applying for jobs, and I will make a point of saying this is not permanent and I'm still really a good worker. So I don't know, I'll see if I can get away with it, but I think it looks gorgeous, and if this is the last time that I get to enjoy pink hair, then so bloody be it. But that was my first impression using the Shine Drop Its. Really enjoyed them, I would recommend them, and I hope you found this video helpful and interesting, and I hope you liked it, and thank you for clicking on me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!